Alright, today we're gonna get this air system mounted. So as you know, I was gonna try these first, air them up, they get hot. I don't think I trust them. So I found this little half-gallon tank on the Amazon. I ordered it, and we're gonna use it. I think it'll be much more trusting than these. These are very thin, pressed together, I believe. I don't even think they're welded. This is thicker, it's welded up. I trust it, it's made for this. It also doesn't have a sticker that says it's $500,000 fine for transporting. So they seemed like a great idea because that will put less pressure than these come with loaded. However, airing them up, they instantly get hot. I'm just not going to trust them. So let's get this stuff off of them because they're not going to do me any good. All right, so I know one end I'm going to put an air fitting. Well, no, I don't even know that because I might not. I do know on one end I'm going to put an air line fitting. That I do know. So I might as well put one on now. Why not? All right, there we go. So a line will press in there. Something else will go here. It might be a line to where this mounts to fill it. It might be directly to that. Not 100%, depends on where it's going. Okay, we got that. Now this. I also messed up on this. The more I think about it, because I put the reduction in this fitting. I don't want the reduction in this fitting. I want the reduction in here on the outlet. So let's get that figured out. All right, now this will pose a better thing than this because this one could shoot backwards. This one, the pressure will be that way. It'll also be after the air valve, whereas before it, it'll have a high pressure up to the valve, and then it'll release it, and then it'll be lower. We don't want that. Now, if you look, this almost fits right in there, actually. Wow, couldn't have gotten a whole lot better. And then that'll act as a good stop. So let's cut this down a little bit. And by cut it, I don't mean cut it, but let's actually look at two things here. Let's see. Do I have a metric tap and die that would fit in there? Or a regular tap and die, I guess, that would fit in there. Any tap and die that would fit in there. Yeah. Yep, I have the stuff. So we're going to do something here. We're going to try something here anyway. I wish to tap this. Might as well tap this now, because that's quick and easy. Didn't take a lot of meat out because there isn't much. The hole's a little bigger than it should be for this. Now let's take this, and like I said, we got to clean this up. As long as it doesn't bottom out in there. And the good thing is now, if it's not enough volume, I can just drill it out a little bit until I get it right where I want it, and then I can have it tuned precisely how I wish. And my goal is just to balance volume with longevity. Obviously, if I run this full volume, it's gonna be like half a second and I'm out of air. Boop! Done. All right, so to mount the tank, we got lots of places, don't we? Tons of places, to be exact. How's it look? Oh boy, ooh, extra tube. Huh, interesting. How's it look down here? Of easy access as well. If I flip it over, I can put my airport right on the side here. So that's where I can fill it real quick and easy. Won't have to pop the hood. Yep. I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's put one of these fill valves right there, because that's gonna go right on it. I will. My John Deere, whatchamacallit thing, will have a train horn. I can get it a little closer to the frame if I cut those flat parts off. Extra piece of steel. Oh yeah. We know where that's going and we got a mount figured out. Now the horn. I know where it's going, you don't. And then we got to make a mount. So this is going to go right here. So I think we can use our free piece of steel for this one. Might have gone a little crazy on this bottom one here. Right there is where we want it. All right, so I got the top mount of the air tank welded in. I also got these brackets welded in. Just, again, the top, I can't really get to the bottom too well, so I was just gonna wait and do that later when I flip it and do everything else. So now let's see. Get it bolted in, make sure it didn't move too horribly much. Alright, there we go. Horn mounted, so I got my wires right here. We'll be able to run back to the switch. The air line will come out here. And could probably run right around the back and under up to there. And this closes no problem around it. I say that, let's try that. There we go. What's it shooting at? Oh yeah, right in that open space. Right there. That sound is gonna come right out the front. Perfect. That's our whole air system. Super simple. One line. Fill it manually. Hope you get a couple dumps out of it. I can tune it with the nozzle in there. Hooks up to a switch back there. Now I probably need to worry about getting this mounted before we go much further. I'm thinking about how I'm going to mount this. And I want something that's going to be solid and quiet and reliable. Let's cut that off. figure out where we want to put this, and then I will drill and tap it. Now I need to weld it. So I got the mount welded on. I got this welded on with the weight lifted off of it. Now the exhaust likes to, what do you say? How you say? Go bad. So I want to put a little gusset on here to transfer weight across the tube this way, so it's not just toot toot toot. Make it a lot more rigid on the tube mount. So we're gonna do that real fast here. Boom, we'll weld that one there. All right, so now I've got this exhaust welded on. I've got it, I've got some gussets as well. So now let's put it back on and see how it works. Set that there. Holds the weight nicely, doesn't it? Actually, it's pretty much right there now. But it will hold the weight nicely once I get my crush gasket in there, because it'll lower that end just a little bit. Then it will take the weight nicely. All right, so my air system's there. My tank's there, my gas tank. I got my horn, my motor. I mean, I've got pretty much everything. My exhaust is mounted now. Got pretty much everything I need to go except my rear end. I still need to put a keyway in there, and I still need to gusset up the swing arm a little bit and get a brake mount on it. That's gonna come when this comes apart, as well as the paint and body work. One more thing I want to do, we'll do after lunch. All right, it's after lunch. We're just about ready to take this thing apart. Let's come back here. Hey, hey, hey. Uh-oh, uh-oh, I see stuff. All right, look at that. Oh, heavy. Oh. Whew. All right, today I have this Kolpin, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, 3-point hitch Kolpin that I will be putting together. It's made for ATV. Obviously it says Polaris, but it's a hitch mounted 3-point with an electric actuator. And my ultimate goal is to mount it on the back of here, maybe have to add some weights, have it removable with my hitch, which if you look at this, the hitch mounts on the bottom, so I'm going to be adding another removable hitch mount to locate it, and modifying this at some point once I get that far, probably after this thing's together and ready to go, and then be able to put that plow on it to raise and lift, to maybe see if this can drag some dirt and some gravel and possibly then snow in the winter as well. You'll notice I do have that piece there. This did not come with this. It was advertised as a class 0 hitch, which this was also advertised as a class 0 hitch, and it should, yeah, I think I gotta turn those pins around. I think that's the wrong end anyway, but it should, yeah, that's the wrong side anyway, but it should be able to go onto there, and then that will be the hitch receiver. So they have a toolbar that goes with this, but the toolbar is like 60 inches and it was like $200. This thing was like half the price, and it's got the hitch mount. So I got another $20 sleeve that I can put to extend it to essentially make this into a narrower toolbar for this. So that's the goal. Main weldment. So this came kind of partially destroyed in its packaging because it weighs 100 pounds, and obviously the UPS guys are chucking this around their trucks. We got a few hitch pins. It appears maybe only 2 of these. There's a third one. So we may have lost a few of those en route. That's a shame. 9. We got 3. Well, I was able to find these on my front sidewalk leading up from where the UPS truck was. Not sure where I'll need that. But, so I got 4 pins, 4 out of 9. Means I'll need 5 more of those. Woo! All right, tight. Ow, my knee, I hit it. Hey, this thing's steel. Let's get one here. Also with a hitch pin. Is the actuator facing the right way? Nope. You want the motor facing all your stuff. There we go. And here, we're gonna do the same thing for the top of the actuator. Whoops. Oh, to pick up on this so we can get this to line up. Oh, there we go. All right. So obviously these pins don't go in. I'm assuming they were positioned that way for shipping so it wouldn't pierce the box. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin these around. All right, now this is gonna be for my tool. One obviously goes in there. This one can move to make room for it, right? And there we go. And then you pin them, which I need to order pins, so I don't have those right now. And now this one will go here. There you have it. 3-point hitch, electrically controlled. All right, now we're gonna figure out what height we want this. So this thing weighs like 100 pounds, no joke. I got it for this. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try it though. So I guess the first thing I wanna do is try and figure out where it's gonna go. If it's gonna work with this original hitch or not. So what I don't like about this original one is Sticks out a bit, but that's okay, right? That's right on the edge of that thing's limit now, huh? But mainly it's a bit high. All right, so I know this is probably not all the way down, but it's probably close. I know even with these all the way down, it doesn't go to the ground. You want these to be able to get within like 3 inches of the ground, and you still want adjustment too, so not so cool. So let's see here. What we'll do, we'll set these for like middle. All right, so now obviously I need to lower it. I need to get that so it's about 3 inches off the ground roughly. So that's 2, so that would be the ideal height right there. So let's get this out of here carefully without hurting our feet. I need to weld this on there. Well, I need to figure out how far. Not much. So let's cut there. Now, I want to make sure that it's straight and level. All right, so that's about where I need to weld it. Let's see here. Can we roll this end up just a little bit more? All right, so this is hot. I ground out a bevel, did a root pass, then I did a filler pass, and then I did a third pass to cap it off. So my weld is actually thicker than the material. We may not need to gusset, and you'll see why in a bit. This top one's just really to hold it up. Pretty much out of gas. I don't know if I'll be able to finish. I also plan to anchor the bottom to the front of the frame. Again, removable as well. But let's see now how this goes. It'll hold itself on there good. We've actually got quite a bit of suspension movement, don't we? Yeah. Next time I'll start taking it apart, and then as I get it apart I'll do some little finishing things, and including stabilizing this down here. I'll have to do that when I get it more apart so I have more access to weld things. So that's that. I'm gonna either not use this or cut it down some, one of the two. But as you see, I have another inside, a receiver, and part of another inside. So I could either make my own adapters or whatever, make my own tools or really whatever. I have that plow. It's a dirt plow, but I plan to use it for snow. We'll see. I may be able to use it to level my driveway. I don't know. That's hoping that this and its clutch can hold together and actually pull it, which is a big question mark. I don't know. I've never even started it. I don't even know how much power it has. I don't even know how it'll do just on its own. So, all questions, but it'll be cool to see. Oh man, that's neat. So yeah, see how it just rocks around all over the place down there? That's why I'll stabilize it. And I'll stabilize it to the frame. That should stabilize it up and down too. And since I put a good bit of weld on here, it could still break because you never know if it actually works. That could have quite a bit of force, even though that weld is thicker than the components. So it could still break. But adding a second one, it'll really want to be pulling from the bottom where this is. That'll be that bottom one, so it'll want to be pulling a lot on the bottom as well. Today we got the 3-point hitch on there, roughly, not 100%. We got my exhaust secured. Yes. And we got our air tank and our horn ready to go. Honk honk. Now, you'd be surprised. It looks like a little cheesy horn, right? So this is just an air valve that controlled electrically, so I can have my horn switch. And it just lets the air go in. Well, I tried it with an air blower at 125 with this little nozzle in there, and holy smokes. I did it here in the garage when it was winter, and I just hit it real quick. It was so loud, I had to sit down for a minute and make sure that I wasn't dying. Like, it was nuts. So with just that little valve on there, I should be able to reduce the airflow a little bit and then tune the sound to exactly the volume and the pitch and everything that I want, so I can maybe maximize longevity. Maybe I'll get a couple doot-doots out of it, but not a lot more than that, I don't think, because I mean, every time you doot-doot, the pressure goes down, the volume goes down, and it'll get a little quieter. But so we got this Kolpin hitch re-welded. I cut off some brackets and welded this receiver, or the actual hitch, onto it, so it'll go in the receiver here. The original one is still there on the bottom, and I'm gonna secure that to the frame, not in really a permanent way, just again temporary, so it's quick release. You can just drive off without it, and that's to use this here Kolpin Dirtworks blade. Yes. So hope you enjoyed it. Ooh. So, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Buff it up, 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 buff it up,